Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, September 29th, 2015. This is Jennifer, and this is Iliad. So I've had a very busy week the last week. Did a lot of sewing, I did a lot of volunteering, I've got a lot of other stuff going on as well. But the first thing I want to show you guys today is that I did finish my quilt from the EQ Seasons Row Along, the EQ 7 Seasons Row Along. That would be this. I showed it to you guys last week. I got it quilted and it's bound, and I will donate it to the Linus Connection in October. These patterns are still free and will remain free on Sew Hooked, and you can also get them in my my Craftsy shop, which they're just a free download, but it is on Craftsy, so if you use that, you can find that link on Sew Hooked, and I'll put that in the description. That event is still going on. The last rows were posted today, so if you're rowing along, you can get your final patterns today, and then next week is going to be a big show and tell, including my quilt, which will be on, I'll have photos on Sew Hooked. I got a bit of a wild hair on Wednesday last week after my video on Tuesday, and I pulled out some of the stuff that Vanda had mailed to me, and I did a lot of sewing. I turned the apron panel that she sent me into an apron, so it is all aproned up. This is the back. It's completely reversible, and I put D-rings on there so it's adjustable. I can put it on. I know you won't be able to see the whole thing, but it is a great apron, and I'm still really excited about this. I don't usually craft Christmas this early, but this is crafted because I love it. The other thing from Vanda that I worked on was the teddy bear panel that she sent. That was, you remember, it was like one big tube. I took it apart and I took off the houndstooth fabric and I bordered it with some other pink. So not only is it bordered, I also drew in some details. It had these thicker pink lines. This is like a sort of a satin stitch. And then I went in with my fabric markers and I drew in some details. And I have quilted it, so it's all quilted. I did a big, like, fun swirly, and then I did some meandering inside the actual teddy bear, and I did some details on his paws. Anyway, you can see all the swirlies. Those are one of my favorite things to free motion quilt. I got that to the point where it just needs binding, and I just need to decide what color I want to do here. And I also got in the mail this fantastic fabric from Susan. Thank you, Susan, for thinking of me. This is really awesome. You guys know Susan on Talk to Me Tuesday as Susie Quilts, so isn't this great? It's so fun. I live in Austin, and we are a shopping bag free city. You don't get the little disposable shopping bags. You don't get those at stores. You either need to bring your own bags, or stores can hand out reusable bags, so they have to be a heavier weight bag that can be used again. Even before that became a thing, I was using my own shopping bags. I've been doing it for years. It's a thing I picked up from my mother-in-law, who also did it for forever. In addition to having shopping bags, I like to have produce bags, and I had a few that I had bought, like a little 3-pack that were just these little mesh bags, so that I don't have to get plastic when I'm in the produce section. I needed a few more because we do eat a lot of fruits and veggies in my house, and I needed a few more bags. So I started digging through my stash to see what I had that I could use to make more produce bags out of. And what I found was this lace fabric, which I am positive came out of the traveling swap box. So one of you guys gave this to me. And so what I did was I made little produce bags. So this is the smallest one I made. It's a little smaller than I wanted, but this was sort of the first one, and I was trying to figure it out. I made this one, which is a little bigger. The main difference, I put a less fabric on this one for the casing, because the extra fabric made it a little bit heavier, and I'm trying to keep them as light as possible because I don't want to be paying for my produce bag when I check out at the grocery store. So this one has less fabric and it's a thinner weight fabric. This one has French seams on it, and this one, I didn't even change my thread. I just sewed this one on my serger, so it just has gray thread on it, and it's serged. The top I did on my sewing machine, and then the rest is serged. And because this is a produce bag and this is not meant to be anything super special, I just cut little holes here. I just snipped holes for the string, so it's not super fast construction. It's not fancy at all. But I mean, I could put my apples in there and it'll be great. Hey, it's August 31st. It's Monday, and I will be mailing my swap tomorrow or Wednesday. I wanted to get it in the mail early because my swap partner is international. And so this part of my video is really for Vanda because I wanted to explain some of the swap things that I sent to her. So for this swap, the favorite color swap, Vanda's favorite colors are orange and brown, and she listed Star Trek, Harry Potter and Bones is her top 3 favorite fandoms. And she also mentioned that she likes to quilt and she likes to applique. So I tried to focus on all of those things and to get a little bit of everything in this package. So we'll start with orange, brown, and just general quilting. The first thing I did was I filled a bag full of orange and brown goodies. I have trims, I have buttons, I have some embroidery floss, so all kinds of goodies that are orange and brown and good for quilting and general crafting purposes. Then I found some fun orange fabrics. Most of these are very fall fabrics. I think these are all fat quarters. This one might actually be a little bit more, but I don't remember exactly. I think they're all fat quarters at least. And I had some these are quilt labels that they're already printed. You just add your information and then you just sew them on. For applique, I'm including a package of Misty Fuse. This is really good stuff for fusible applique. This is the only thing I've ever really used. The last little orange and brown thing is also one of the things that I handmade, and it is this little bag right here. It's I found this tutorial on So Easy. I will put a link in the description. It's a video tutorial and it's also written, so you can do it both ways. So it's just a little bag that you can attach to your keychain, and it's big enough to put an ID and like your lip gloss and maybe some change or your keys, or you wouldn't want your keys in there since your keys are attached. But anyway, you get the point. Just a few little odds and ends. Like you can put a couple dollars in there and go to the store or whatever you need to do. And it's got, I use this little clippy thing that I had here. I wanted to show you that the outside of this is actually laminated cotton. I have some samples of this that I haven't done anything with, and this was perfect for this. And I got the orange and the brown in. And when Vanda opens her package, she's going to have some of my more expected sort of things, which are some buttons. There's Talk to Me Tuesday, Fandom and Stitches, and a Sew Hooked button, which I'm putting right in here right now before I mail these tomorrow. Can you say hi? Say hi. He will be 5 months old Wednesday, so September 2nd, 5 months old. Okay, go play with your brother. The next thing I wanted to address was Harry Potter, because Vanda is a Harry Potter fan. Now, I didn't want to send her any necessarily pieced Harry Potter stuff because she made her own Project of Doom. So what I'm including are some Harry Potter stickers, which I have a large collection of, and I have a Harry Potter fabric panel. This is actually a Hogwarts panel on the side, and then the Hogwarts crests on this side. So this is big enough for a bag or to add to another project, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. So I thought this would just give her a little more options. These are kind of hard to come by now, and I still have a few left, so I'm trying to share them very carefully with different friends, and this was a perfect opportunity to do that. Now, I wanted to include every fandom, and I had a really hard time coming up with something for Bones. I actually do watch Bones, so I thought I would maybe get a skeleton, or I would get some fabric with bones on them, and I looked everywhere and I didn't have anything in my stash. I didn't have anything in my house. I went to the store to look in the Halloween section. Couldn't find anything. So I was just having lunch one day and I just had this epiphany of what I could do. So instead of buying something, I made her a little something, and I thought this would be fun because it is very it's ubiquitous on Bones. You see it all the time because there is always an intern on Bones. So I made her an intern badge to maybe keep in her office or at home or whatever you want to do with it, Vanda. So Bones is definitely the least represented fandom in this package, but the most represented is going to be Star Trek, because I'm also a big Star Trek fan and I really wanted to do something fun Star Trek for Vanda. So the first thing I did was I dug through all of my boxes, and I have a million quilt blocks that I have made that I haven't done anything with because they're samples that I made for Fandom and Stitches. I pulled out all my Star Trek blocks that I hadn't used in another project, and so I'm throwing in the original series symbol. I've got the Starfleet symbol that I embroidered like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and this is the Borg cube as designed by Alya, and this was some cool circuit board pattern that I had. Patterned fabric that I had, and I've had this for a long time, and I think sending this on to Vanda to possibly use in one of her Star Trek projects would be a good use for all of these things. I have also had in my free box this Starfleet shirt since the first Star Trek movie reboot came out. The first reboot movie came out. This is, I think it's an adult medium. It's a pretty good size. I usually wear a medium, and it's a little bit bigger than me. So I've had this waiting to give to someone for forever, and I've pulled it out and put it back and pulled it out and put it back, and I cannot think of a better thing to do with it than give it to a fellow Star Trek fan. The very last Star Trek thing I have to share with Vanda is made from a stitch I did last year during the summer of stitching. And I've had this block and I've been thinking about it and thinking about it. I've been trying to think of something to do with it because it is one of my favorite things I've ever stitched. So I have turned this into a wall hanging for Vanda, and I'm really excited to share this because I'm super pleased with it. This is my Picard stitch. This is the Captain Picard sampler that I stitched this part last summer of 2014, so summer before last. And then I added this piece up here, and I will actually be putting just this part on Fandom & Stitches. You can find this part on there already. And I designed this just for this wall hanging. So I hope you get what you're seeing here. This is intended to represent the captain's uniform, and then you've got Captain Picard's, some of his more famous quotes on here. And I'm really pleased with the quilting. I'm hoping you can see it. It's not really heavily quilted, but I did quilt. There's a star here, and I quilted. I actually used my ruler and drew on some erasable lines so that I could get really nice lines around that. And then I did outline quilting around the red, and then I put this on the back. I had this little thing that I had stamped a long time ago and never used on anything, so I put that there, and it's got my usual little tabs in the corners to make it easy to hang. So you could just stick like a pencil in there or something and you can hang it off of that. I'm also going to throw in quilts from 100 Blocks because Vanda mentioned that she would like to buy one, and since I'm going to send her a package anyway, I'm going to give her one of my free copies. And I think that's it. That's my entire swap. I really hope you enjoyed it all, Vanda. I had a really good time putting it together. It has been a year since I swapped because the last time I swapped was on Talk to Me Tuesday, and I really needed it. I've been working flat out on a lot of things and deadlines and other projects and stuff that needs to get done all year long, and I was really happy to work on something that was just for fun. So anyway, I just hope you have a good time with it all, and that's it. So that was that. I really am pleased that you enjoyed everything, Vanda. Thank you so much for your video last week. It was just, it was such a joy to watch you talk about all the things that I had shared. It's so much fun to swap with somebody who is also a crafty person and really, really gets it and understands the kind of effort that goes into the things that you make and really enjoys all the little fandom-y goodness. I do have a few quilts from 100 Blocks left in my Etsy shop. They are almost gone. I think I have maybe 7 or 8 left. So if you haven't gotten one and you really want one, I'm happy to sign it for you or not. Just let me know in the little message you can leave for the seller. And I ship the same day unless I get your order after 3 p.m. and then I'll ship it the next morning because by that time the mail's already gone out anyway. So just anyway, these are in my Etsy shop and the link is in the description. The very last reminder for today is going to be the smartphone quilt along. Tomorrow is week 8 on fandomandstitches.com. Stop by and get 3 new patterns from Jennifer Rolls for your smartphone quilt. And he's going down. Those will be, like I said, those will be up tomorrow. And be sure if you're quilting along with the smartphone quilt along, be sure you're sharing your photos with our Flickr group, the Fandom & Stitches Flickr group, because not only are you entered to win the regular Fandom & Stitches prize, which this month happens to be a jelly roll from Moda, but you're also entered to win the prize specifically for Jennifer Rolls, which this month is some of her favorite things. My kittens are extremely distracting today. They're all over the place. I think that is going to be it. I hope I didn't forget anything. There's, like I said, a lot going on. I'm really excited to be able to share that this is finished. I have a whole pile of quilts that need binding now, so I'm going to get on that hopefully this week, and I think that's going to be it. Oh, last thing. This is the last week to share your video with ttmt.livejournal.com in order to be entered to win the prize, the Talk to Me Tuesday participation prize, which this month is from Crafts from Love. So make sure you do that. And that winner should be announced next Tuesday. Okay, I'm really going to go this time. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, just a really quick PS to let you know that I'm going to have something going on every single day in October on sewhook.com. I am not going to tell you what it is, but I can tell you that it's going to be Halloween themed. So be sure and stop by sewhook.com on October 1st, which is Thursday, to get an idea of where we're going to go. It's just going to be something little fun every single day because Halloween is my favorite holiday. So we are going to be celebrating the entire month of October.